So remember the 2020 election and how late that night, right, it became pretty clear that Joe Biden was on a trajectory to win that election. And Donald Trump comes out and gives a news conference saying that the election's been robbed from him. And then over the next few days and weeks, Donald Trump keeps harping on that the election was stolen from him, and he just couldn't get any elite support, right? Republicans, by and large, did not follow him. And there were no great lawyers who were willing to take up his cause. And his whole operation to try to deny the election result was just abysmal. I mean, it was just ludicrous. It was just schlock, right? And I was thinking about that. And then after January 6th, how overwhelmingly Republicans abandoned him, wanted nothing to do with Trump. Elites 100% abandoned Trump after January 6th. He was banned on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all across social media, just universal condemnation. And there's a very different reaction today to his conviction. Right, Republican legal elites overwhelmingly did not side. 100% of Republican legal elites did not side with Donald Trump in his challenge for the 2020 election. But overwhelmingly, they are siding with Donald Trump with regard to his 34 felony convictions in New York City. I mean, they are just solidly lining up behind him. Now, the non-Republican legal experts and mainstream media journalists covering the trial, right, they are obviously happy that Donald Trump was convicted, and they don't make the same points that Republican legal elites are making about how the trial was a travesty. But there is one key word that the dominant liberal left elites are using, and that is that the prosecutor Alvin Bragg's legal theory underlying the case is weak and is the most likely grounds for appeal and the most likely successful grounds for appeal. So they don't like to talk very much about how the conviction of Trump was based on a very weak legal theory. But when they're being honest, like Patrick Healy in the New York Times reacting, and I played that, I believe, Thursday or Friday, right? He said that the legal theory underlying the Alvin Bragg conviction of Donald Trump for these 34 felonies is weak. So that's the word that the mainstream media elite will use with regard to Alvin Bragg's legal theory underlying the Donald Trump trial in New York that recently concluded weak. So there seems to be a widespread understanding on, you know, all sorts of different legal experts that the whole basis of this Trump conviction is weak. And so we have here, in America, anyone can be a felon. People who mouth the cliche that no one is above the law should be careful what they wish for. That's true. Like if you've ever shared a prescription medication with someone, right, you've committed a crime, right? If you've borrowed a Valium from someone, right? If you've ever given an overly high estimate to the IRS on the clothes and furniture that you donated to Goodwill, right? Have you ever cheated on your taxes? Have you ever exaggerated anything on your taxes? Is there anything on any of your laptops containing an application for a loan, right, in which you've overstated the value of some assets, right? That's fraud, right? And if you then mail that application, right, that's mail fraud. So every American could be convicted of a felony for something they've done that week, all right? We've got state, federal, criminal laws as limitless as the stars in the heavens. Right, so the worst thing a prosecutor can do other than take bribes is to prosecute people instead of crime.